Right, and so we come to the last of our basic lessons on how to use vray, and this is one that a lot of people like using, very popular kind of feature in most of these applications, and it's caustics. Now, setting up caustics isn't actually as hard as it looks. You've just got to be able to check the settings boxes correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset my scene just to show you how easy it is. Now I'm going to make sure I've got my vray renderer on. And I have, because I had it on before, so it's going to be on anyway. Close all these down. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a plane. Then I'm going to build a cylinder, just here. Now, I need a light source in order to have caustics working, and I'm going to use a direct spotlight. Just bring that, not a direct spotlight, sorry, I mean a direct, target direct. So, let's do this. Nice and close, bring it straight through to about there. And if I go into my settings over here, I'm going to change my hotspot a little bit wider, and change the fall off down, just so it grasps the outsides of this. I'm going to turn my shadows on, and I'm going to use vray shadow. So, first things first then. Here's our object, do a quick render, and all we've got is that with the shadow. Now I'm going to stick a slightly light, actually no, I'll leave it dark. I'm going to stick a checkerboard pattern on this, just so that we can see what's going on in the background first. Apply, and change my tiling to like 5 by 5, maybe slightly less, 2 by 2, there we go. Right, now if I do a quick render, you can see, hit F10, remember what we learned before, and I'm going to put on adaptive subdivision, smooth it out a bit, and I'm going to put global illumination on. Now, because I'm using global illumination, actually no, I don't even need global illumination, I'm just doing caustics, aren't I? Actually no, sorry, I'll put global illumination on, and I'll change my environment to a slightly lighter colour. There we go. So now, do a quick render. And there we go. Dark shadow still though. So, first of all, let's make a material that's suitable. So I'm going to go over here and create my vray material. I'm going to build a simple glass, so using my refract, I'm going to build a fall off. There we go. Click my background button so I can see it's only being refracting around the outside. So I'm going to swap these two over, and now I'll refract properly. Click and drag that over to there. And I want to show my calculating phase so I can tell I'm doing things right, and change this to low. Okay, now if I render, the light's hitting this, but as you see we've still got a solid shadow behind it. And I'm going to change this to about 800 by 600 so you can see it slightly better. There we go. So as you see, our light's coming down from here, but over here, just so I can highlight it for you guys, that's a solid shadow. So, position this slightly better so I can get it right in the middle, and it's time to mess around with the vray properties. So, close this down, go to my renderer, and under caustics, turn it on and leave these at basic. Now, go over here, right click on the light, click vray properties, and you can change its caustic subdivisions to anything you want. I'm just going to leave them between 1.5 and 2000. It's all down to how accurate you want it, and you don't want to be rendering this all day, it's just a cylinder, guys. Okay, and for the rest of the scene, if I just do vray properties, it should list everything that's in the scene that I select. There we are. And I can just go through and check them all. Generate and receive caustics we want on the plane. The plane doesn't really need to generate caustics, but I'll leave it on anyway. And the cylinder and the light doesn't really need to receive them, but I'll leave that one anyway. So with that all set up, let's hit render. First thing it'll do is trace the photons for the light. So it's working out where the light's going, how it's going to bend around, what it's going to do. This can take from a minute on a fast machine to several hours, even longer sometimes. So mine's done. Now it's going to start calculating. Already we can see the light patch caused by the caustics. As we render, my processor will stop here, and there we go. Caustics. The easy way. And if you want to check that your caustics are working properly, we can of course substitute our cylinder for a different shape. So, for example, we can put in a box and lob the material on, then render it again. And of course what this is giving you now is a highly realistic glass surface that is bending light and making that little magnifying dot that we all have so much fun with in the summer. So there you go. It's not curved, so it's not doing anything to the light incidentally, which is why we don't have this patch here. Just to convince you that I'm not using some sort of photo trickery. Replace it with a ball. Here we are, sphere. And just drag that up. Look at my top viewport and make sure it's in the line of fire. There we go. And just apply that to it. What I like about this kind of material, by the way, if we look at this older one that we made here, is if you look around the edges, you've got that nice thickening, like you get with a thick pair of glasses. Okay, there we go. So just to prove to you, we've got our lovely little ball of lovely bright light created by the spot. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed these nice simple introduction tutorials, and see you on the forums. Bye.